Clara's graduation. While most of her classmates have no idea what the future holds, she's already made an extraordinary decision.
What I'm doing is quite different. Very different, in fact.
My reaction, first of all, was wow.
I was really shocked when I heard that she was doing it because I just didn't realise that it was done, really.
Clara's joining a small but growing number of young women who choose to give up careers, boyfriends and everything they own to become a nun.
This is what makes me happy, not money, not sex, not power, not any of those things, but to truly to live for God.
Catherine's also considering a life in the convent, but there's one thing holding her back.
If you're romantic, if you really like the opposite sex and you would like to marry, that is a genuine sacrifice.
We follow Clara and Catherine over 6 months as they prepare to take a radical leap of faith.
I find that, like, the hardest thing to, give up my friends.
I am putting everything in God's hands and I don't know what I'm going to land into.
I can't begin to imagine what it's going to be like to just take that step.
Since she was a child, Catherine's had dreams of becoming a nun. Now in her 20s, the decision is more complicated.
I've always liked boys and, you know, sometimes boys like me as well, so that would be a big sacrifice, giving up marriage and your own family and children.
Hello, Benedict.
I thought you were a
Oh, no, I'm not a nun yet. Did you think I was a nun already?
No.
You know, I'm so lucky I've got such a wonderful family and I've had loads of opportunities and, you know, great education and great uni experience. You know, so it's funny that I would feel unfulfilled, but I feel there's something more. I know there's something more to life that I can only really achieve if I do this radical thing of just giving myself to God and entering this particular community.
Trying to get me drunk. Slanjava.
Catherine's with her younger sisters for a night out in London. They're keen to know if her stay at the convent has helped her move any closer to making a firm decision about becoming a nun.
It is still open. There is still that chance I could meet someone and marry. You can never say never, and you can never know for 100%. But there's a big part of me that wants to give my life to God in this way. And I'm taking the steps and I'm willing to do it. If it's right, I'm totally willing to do it.
Because there's been murmurings for so many years, it wasn't like an initial shock, but in a way it still is a bit surprising because I think she's been giving up a lot that she enjoys. Yeah. Sometimes I do think, I'm going to say it.
Say it.
I was just thinking, if you married someone, your husband would have a lot to put up with.
I do feel torn, pulled in 2 directions. I've been told I would make a good wife and a good mother, and I would love to, so yeah, if that's what God wants, I would.
What do you want?
I really like that community, and when I'm there, I really want to join. And when I come back in the world, it's so hard to... It's just hard, I guess. Surely you should know, you should really want to be married or really want to be a sister, and one desire should be stronger than the other. And I've been praying to God and saying, give me that desire for one more than the other so I know where you're calling me. Perhaps we're never sure, perhaps you do have to jump in the dark and take this leap of faith, but I'd like to be more sort of happy about this.
Like all nuns, the sisters in Leeds have made a conscious choice to live without a physical relationship. But contrary to popular belief, the convent isn't simply a refuge for women who've been unlucky in love.
It wouldn't be much of a compliment to God if he just chose the remnants, you know, the ones that couldn't get a husband or weren't very attractive or were left on the shelf. It wouldn't be much of a compliment to him.
By becoming a sister, we don't stop being human beings with natural feelings and emotions, but in the same way that a married woman would have to guard her heart against falling in love with another man, in the same sense, we guard our hearts and we've given them totally to our spouse, Jesus Christ.
It's a long engagement to Jesus. Sister Jacinta had been a nun for 8 years before taking final vows. In a formal church ceremony in 2009, she made a lifelong commitment to Christ.
I remember my heart was beating really fast. I do remember that. I remember I was just, there was such an intense emotion at that moment of what I was about to do.
Living in obedience, without property, in poverty and in chastity.
You see this ring, and you are betrothed to the eternal King.
There's a ring given. There's the signing of the vows. My mom and dad actually walked me up the aisle. It looks a lot like a wedding, and for me, it felt like a wedding. I really knew that Jesus was there, waiting. I've been captured. My heart has been captured by the most perfect man.
It's now just days before Clara will begin her new life in the convent.
Oh, I remember getting that.
You got me because it looked like me.
It did, yes.
And now
you look just like that when Auntie Sis came out to visit. Oh, but it's lovely though.
I know.
It's exactly how you look when you're about 8 months.
Like, the idea is that, when you join a convent, you are really meant to get rid of all your possessions from, like, your previous life and really start afresh. And although I want to do that, and I know that's the right thing, sometimes it's really hard because you kind of think, oh, what if I need this, and what if I come out and need stuff? I feel like I'm getting rid of my friends as I, throw away my letters. It's horrible. Because I don't want people to think, when I'm throwing everything away, that I don't care about them. It's not like that. I just have to do it. And I really want them to write me lots of letters, new letters when I get in. And I'd be so happy to hear from them and stuff. So. To be honest, one of the most important things to me is friends and stuff. Oh, I'm getting emotional now. And I find that, the hardest thing to, give up my friends, because I really care about them and it means a lot to me. So I don't like to kind of lose touch with people. So I think that's why it's really hard to give away letters and stuff. Oh, you got me crying. But it's true though. It really is. I don't care so much about stuff. I really care about people, and I'm just not looking forward to letting all the people go in my life, really. Oh, God.
Without God, it would be quite frightening. Without my faith, I think, gosh, I'm going to get really depressed. And everything's going to seem so empty. So I just have to... you just have to pray, don't you? Get back on your knees and pray and ask God to help you and just support you, just physically support you in your physical weakness. Yeah.
Good night, Benedict. You want a hug? Ooh. Did it get all my hair in the way? You ready for light off?
It's Clara's last day at home, and the whole family are preparing to drive to St Cecilia's Abbey on the Isle of Wight to say goodbye.
I'll go upstairs and
Clara, will you just please hurry up? That's another 5 minutes.
Yes, Mum, just give me 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds, please.
Lara's suddenly just frozen. She was sitting so she could barely move. I'm not being mean to her, but I just need to get them going. It'll be all right. That's a big thing, leaving your home, isn't it? If you'll be back or... Yeah.
What? I done it! It's a better victim. I am going to do it. I'm a victim of this time. Ben out mix the tea.
Dear Mummy, Daddy, Max, Francesca, Jerome and Benedict and Bella. So here it is, my first letter. I'm very pleased to be able to tell you, after 2 weeks, that I am still alive. Nothing could have prepared me for the shock of actually leaving you all and leaving the world. And emotionally, it really hit me when those big oak doors closed behind me and I left you all standing on the other side. I felt in total shock, like I had been plunged into cold water. And although I had been preparing myself for years for this moment, I suddenly felt completely unprepared. From what I have said so far, it probably sounds like it's all rather miserable and I want to come home. But funnily enough, I'm actually very, very happy. I don't read anymore. And I couldn't open it for crying. But when I got it, it was really reassuring to know that she's all right. And in fact, she says she's very happy. And it was just lovely to hear her voice through the letters, you know, just to have her thoughts and just have a bit of time with her reading the letters. So I came in here and everyone else, Andy was at work and the children at school, so it was nice because I could sit and read it myself and think about it and look back over it.
After months trying to work out if she should apply to enter the convent, Catherine's come back to St Dominic's Priory to talk to the sisters about her decision.
Sister Hyacinth asked me, what do you want deepest in your heart? What do you desire? And I said, to be a saint and to do the will of God, to bring love and joy to people. That's what I want.
So that's compatible with this way of life, and I think I could do that best here.
How do you know it's right to take the next step?
Because you want to, because I think that's a key thing, wanting to. It's simple, but it's key.
Catherine's hoping to join the community in September, but the sisters have also been thinking about whether she's ready.
It's not... Oh, I really don't want to disappoint you, but my main concern is for your happiness.
So there's no way it could be this September?
Well, I can
tiny 1% chance.
I can report to the sister. I can report to the
And I want to do what your advice is obviously...
You will profit from it. You will profit from it. We just want you to deepen your life of faith, yes, for you to make a better decision, a decision which is absolutely sure. And if you're absolutely sure now, if it's genuine, it's not going to go away in a year. You see what I mean? It needs to have this test of endurance.
Yes.
Rather than, oh, let's do this, oh, no, let's do that, oh, no, I'm not sure now. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
I do see. But also, it's not that I've decided on a whim yesterday. Sure. It's that I've been saying this since I was 4 years old.
Oh.
I trust whatever you decide.
You think you'd have to rush through everything?
I'd love it, but I don't mind. No, what you decide is what you decide, and it's not up to me.
Well, it's not my decision.
It is.
No, it's not my decision at all. It's the community's decision. Yeah. We hope and pray that she does come back. And it's also a test in time. She really wants to join us now, yes. But will she want it in 6 months' time? And if not, well, that will be a good sign for all of us that this was not meant to be. It has to be the decision that comes first and foremost beyond everything else the world has to offer. Whether it be success, money, or even meeting the most perfect possible man. I would rather be here. I would rather give myself to God than doing all of this.
If Sister Yasant had said, come this September, I would have done that. So I was disappointed, but she gave me really good advice, and it's true, I know, you can't enter if you're not 100% sure. I've never been a very patient person, so God is teaching me to be patient. I'm really enjoying the journey. It can be frustrating, not always knowing where the future lies, but it's exciting as well. And I'm very optimistic and hopeful about the future.
It was, of course, very hard not being with you at home for Christmas. I kept thinking of you all at home, opening presents and tucking into Christmas dinner. When I got my presents from you in the morning, the first thing I saw when I opened the parcel was Benedict's picture, which said, "Come back, Clara, I wrote you on my Christmas list." And that was enough to start the waterworks.
It's been 5 months since Clara entered St. Cecilia's Abbey, and her family are adjusting to an unexpected development.
Oh, Ben, just sit quietly there.
Watch me plant.
Clara has come back home on an indefinite break. The door has been left open for her to return to the Abbey, but she's taking time out to decide whether she can cope with life in an enclosed order.
I really love the community, and it feels like, in so many ways, it feels like the right community. But can I practically do it? I love it. I know I do, but can I live it? And that's what I've got to think about.
Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts, which we are about to receive from the bounties from Christ.
The main thing I was finding difficult is just like adjusting to the limited contact with my family. I found that really hard. You know, it might just be that my personality is that I just can't deal with that aspect as well as some of the other sisters have been able to. No, that almond there. It was really hard having to come to terms with the fact that it wasn't going to plan out as simply as I thought it was going to. I thought I was going to enter, and then that's it, you know, and I was so sure that it wasn't coming out. So, yeah, it took a heck of a lot of getting used to. Is that basketball around anyway? But I don't think at any point I've failed in any way. I mean, I think I would have felt like I'd failed if I hadn't tried. But I know I have tried. So I think if you try something and you try your best, then there's never any reason to feel like you failed, actually.
It's never easy to figure out, well, where do I belong? Where's God calling me to? It's not like it just comes down out of heaven on a fax. It takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of courage. Hey, Charles! I know for myself, too, that there were times of doubts and times of struggle and, you know, the ups and the downs. But I can really honestly say in my heart that I wouldn't want to be doing anything else.